The Mongols conquered more land in 25 years than the Romans did in 400, not because they were bigger, not because they were smarter, but because of one brutal rule every horseman lived by, a rule that turned hesitation into instant action. And once you understand it, you'll never look at fear the same way again. The Mongols conquered more land in 25 years than the Romans did in 400. Think about that for a second. Not because they were bigger, not because they were smarter, not because they had better weapons, but because of one brutal rule every horseman lived by. A rule that turned hesitation into instant action. And once you understand it, you'll never look at fear the same way again. Stay with me, because the way you make decisions is about to change. Let's go back. 13th century, Central Asia, a small tribe of nomads led by a man named Temujin. You know him as Genghis Khan. By the time he died, he ruled an empire stretching from Korea to the Caspian Sea. How did a band of horse-riding nomads do what no army before them could? It wasn't numbers. They were almost always outnumbered. It was speed. Pure, unhesitating, devastating speed. And that speed came from one principle drilled into every single horseman from childhood. The rule was simple. When you see the opening, you take it. No counsel, no second guessing, no waiting for permission. European armies fought by formation, by order, by hierarchy. A soldier waited for a commander, who waited for a general, who waited for a king. By the time the orders came down, the Mongols were already inside their lines, already cutting them apart. That's the Horseman Rule. See the gap, take the gap, question it later, if you're still alive. Now here's where this gets personal, because you have a horseman inside you, and right now, he's frozen. Every time you see an opportunity, a message you should send, a workout you should start, a business you should launch, your mind does the European thing. It convenes a council, it debates, it asks for permission from 1,000 fears, and by the time it decides, the gap is gone. Modern neuroscience has a name for what's happening. They call it the hesitation loop. Every time you delay action, your brain releases cortisol. The longer you wait, the more fear you generate. The more fear you generate, the harder it becomes to move. It's a death spiral, and most people spend their entire lives in it. But there's something I haven't told you yet. Something about how the Mongols trained their minds. That comes in about a minute. First, understand this. Hesitation is not caution. Hesitation is fear wearing a costume. Real caution gathers information and decides. Hesitation gathers excuses and stalls. And here's the brutal truth. Every great moment of your life is on the other side of a 3-second window. The Mongol horseman trained his entire life to act inside that window, to see and strike before the body could flood with doubt. Now here's the twist. Here's what historians missed for centuries. The Mongols didn't just train themselves to act fast, they trained themselves to act before they were ready. They believed readiness was a lie, that the feeling of being prepared only arrived after you committed, not before. Read that again. Readiness comes after the commitment, not before it. Everything you've been waiting to feel, the confidence, the clarity, the certainty, it's on the other side of action, not this side. And this is why most people stay stuck their entire lives. They're waiting at the wrong door. So how do you install the Horseman Rule into a modern life that has nothing to do with horses or steps or swords? 3 steps. Lock these in. Step 1. Set a 3-second rule. The moment you sense the right move, you have 3 seconds to begin it. Not finish it. Begin it. Step 2. Eliminate the counsel. Stop asking your fears for permission. Stop checking with the part of you that wants to stay safe. That part has never won anything. Step 3. Charge the gap. When you see the opening, the conversation, the workout, the email, the leap, you go. Body first. Mind catches up. Because here's what the Mongols knew that we forgot. The mind is a follower, not a leader. Move the body, and the mind will rationalize courage. Wait for the mind, and the body will rot in place. Think about every regret you've ever had. Every single one. They share one thing in common. You hesitated, the gap opened, and you didn't ride. But the gap is opening again. Right now, in some part of your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The text you haven't sent, the risk you haven't taken, the version of you you haven't become. The Mongol Horseman is inside you, watching, waiting for the order, and only one person on earth can give it. You, right now, 3 seconds, charge. The Mongols didn't conquer the world because they were stronger. They conquered it because they refused to hesitate. They knew readiness comes after the leap, not before it. They knew the counsel in your head will never give you permission, and they knew that every gap you don't charge becomes a regret you carry forever. 3 seconds. See it. Take it. The horseman inside you is done waiting. If this video moved something in you, subscribe. Because we go deep on mindset, history, and the truths that change lives. Comment rise below if this hit different for you.